Hello, welcome to this weather update. It's a little after 9 o'clock on June 22nd, 2019, and we had a lot of smoke in the skies today, and I want to go over some of the origins of where this smoke may have been coming from. Now, I've actually been focused a lot on Canada, so we're going to actually go look at Canada right now. This is yesterday's high-resolution satellite, and you can see a lot of smoke over in this area. You can actually see it very easily. This is going to darken the ice also and cause a lot of ice melt. This is not good. And the smoke, this is smoke in Canada. This is what affected us today. This is again yesterday's high-resolution satellite. You can move it along here. Maybe you can see it a little better. But this is yesterday's, and let's just put the place labels on here. This is yesterday's high-resolution satellite. You can see it over here, Hudson Bay, and that just came down over us today. And this smoke originated from wildfires that are ongoing in Alberta and some of the Northwest Territories. But that's not the only area there were wildfires, and some of it might have actually come from even further away. And that is Siberia. So we're going to actually look. They actually have some fires in Siberia too that are going. You can see this is all smoke right here. This is Siberia, eastern Siberia, and you can see we have a lot of smoke in this area here. So it may have actually come all the way from Siberia. Like I said, it's all the smoke from all these fires that are burning in the boreal forest, because it's way hotter than it's supposed to be there, is like encompassing the whole Arctic Circle. So this is a crisis, and this is going to help melt a lot of the ice too. But I noticed something else too when I was looking at the satellite, and this is the Kamchatka Peninsula of Russia over here. And again, this wasn't been reported in the media. Look at this. This looks like a volcano erupted here. So we're going to look at this and see. Yeah, that looks like a volcano eruption. That definitely is a volcano eruption. So take a look at that. We're going to have to look and see if we can find any news stories about that. That looks like a major volcano eruption, and that's a good thing, because a bigger eruption like that is going to be able to get some of the stratosphere, get some sulfur dioxide and stratosphere dust into the stratosphere, and that'll help hopefully maybe filter out a little sunlight and maybe help curb the warming down a little bit. But we need at least a couple of these each year to offset what we're doing. We need a couple of Mount Pinatubo-sized eruptions to offset what we're doing to the planet every year. I don't know what kind of size that eruption is, but that looks pretty major. Let's see if it's still ongoing today, or we don't have an image from today. Alright, don't have an image from today. So let's go to today now. And I see some smoke over here too. This is Alaska now, so we may have some fires going on in Alaska too. So this smoke may even be coming from Alaska for all we know. Yeah, there's some fires in Alaska too, right around Fairbanks. So I'll try to look up some articles and put them below. This smoke may be coming from Alaska, the smoke we're dealing with. There's so many fires going on in the boreal forests around the Arctic, because it's way warmer than it's supposed to be. Which is crazy. So we're going to go into our area now and show you the smoke that is over our area. So here you go. You can see it clearly on this high-resolution satellite. Back it up. You can really see it clearly there. Look at that. This was this morning, by the way. So you can see it really thick over the east end, too. See, look at this. This smoke's going to go all around the planet. It's nuts. It's nuts. So let me just put some of these other layers on. You can see it here. Clearly see it coming right down through New York, across Long Island. Again, a lot of smoke. A lot of smoke around. And some showers. We had some showers and thunderstorms, too, that popped up in this area here, too. Yeah, so it's just crazy with the smoke. It really is crazy. It really is. It's nuts. It's nuts. Let's go to Earth Null School and let's take a look and see what's going on across our planet regarding the smoke. So we're going to actually look at the particles right now. And we're going to look at, we also see a lot of dust from the Sahara too. This is another thing that's happening too. We're seeing a lot of dust blowing off the Sahara because it's hotter, and so you're getting more dust. It's hotter and drier, so the dust is traveling. Again, trade winds take it west into the tropics, into the across Mexico, and maybe across the south too. But we're going to look at all the particles here, the smoke particles, so we can show you this. So here you go. You can see there are a lot of particles coming down. Here they are. You can actually shows all the fires. You have fires in Alaska, fires in Canada, and all that is coming right down. Or you can see across our area here. So you can see that right there. And if you head a little more into New England, like Maine, their air is coming more from eastern Canada, so it's a little cleaner. But for us, we have all these particles. And there's also fires in Arizona, too. Yeah, we got to talk about that, too. So there's a whole bunch of stuff going on that's affecting our weather. I'm just changing the particle size. When we make this to PM1, that means it's smaller. PM10 is larger particles. We could also look at sulfur dioxide as well. And that is something that indicates a volcano eruption. So we're going to actually now go over here. There's a tremendous amount of sulfur dioxide across Asia. So I'm thinking that has to do with the volcano eruption that happened over here. So that's sulfur dioxide helps to cool. It creates little crystals that get up into the atmosphere high enough and hopefully reflect the sunlight a little bit. Let me put this back to the smoke. So you can see the fires burning in Siberia, and just look at all these particles across. And this is all from Africa here. A lot of this is Africa too. You see all these particles. So a lot of polluted air across the globe here. A lot of pollution going on across the globe. That's for sure. We can also change this to chemicals. This is COSC. I think that's carbon monoxide. Wow, we have quite a bit of it in our area today. Look at that. Quite a bit of it. So that might be why you're having trouble breathing. Let's take a look at the other one. Wow, that's SO2. Way up there. Yep. So you're taking a look at all the air pollution that we're dealing with right now. It's crazy. And then we're going to look at the temperatures too. So we're going to look at temperatures and show you how warm it's been in the Arctic. So you have temperatures here that are well above what they're supposed to be. So if you look at Alaska, for instance, by Fairbanks, it's 80 degrees. Yeah, 80 degrees. I'll move that over here. You can see. Get that. 80. Let me move this over here. 80 degrees in Fairbanks. So it's very warm in these areas. It's not supposed to be this warm in the Arctic. But this is the Arctic warming. Maybe that's a good word to use, Arctic warming, because that's the part of the planet that's feeling the warmth the most is the Arctic. We can go into Siberia. We have the same thing, 76. Not supposed to be this warm in Siberia. It's only June. So now we're going to look at sea surface temperature anomalies, and they're quite. You don't have quite as much anomaly in the Atlantic, and the only reason why is because there's so much ice melt going on in Greenland and the Arctic. You have all this cold water that's flowing down the Labrador Current, and you're having some sea surface temperatures anomalies of 7 degrees here in this spot, 7.7 degrees Celsius. That's 13.9 degrees Fahrenheit below normal, so the water is much colder than normal in these spots. And even off New England, you have a 6 degree Fahrenheit colder than normal, and it's pretty close to normal off the offshore, off our waters. And then that anomaly that has happened off the East Coast is a little less, 5 degrees. And what's happening here is you're having all this cold water coming down and literally squashing the Gulf current and shoving it off to the south, which it may be a good thing for us, but again, not normal. And then we have this really high anomaly in the Pacific too, especially in the Bering Sea, really high anomalies. 7.7 degrees above normal in the Bering Sea, 9.6 in this spot here. So again, you're having all these patterns messed up here, and this is all due to climate change. And if you want to know what the actual water temperature is in those areas, we're going to take a look right now. So the water temperature is 60 degrees in this area right here off the Aleutian Sea. Let's take a look at what it's like here. 46, 48. This is warmer than it's supposed to be for sure. Way warmer than it's supposed to be. And this is all due to climate change, of course. So let's now go looking at, or should I say climate crisis, because that's really what we're in, is a climate crisis right now. Yeah, I want to show you Arizona too, because there's been some fires there too. So there are a couple of fires that have been going on in this area here, not by Flagstaff, which is up here, but by Phoenix. And the smoke so far is moving off to the northeast, southwest winds, so Flagstaff is not being affected. They're having a nice clear day still. You can see, look at that, completely clear. No clouds at all. Nice skies in Flagstaff. But if the wind were different and the fires were a little closer, if it's been very dry in Arizona, so there could be fires around Flagstaff eventually, too, in the forest there. And I'm not sure how the ponderosa forests cope with fire. I don't think they're as resilient as pitch pine forests are. But again, they did have a nice clear day yesterday. Another look today, but it looks like today there was some thunderstorms that formed over Flagstaff, which hopefully brought some rain and staved off the fire threat for them. It's a beautiful place, that's for sure, and I wouldn't want to see a big fire there. So let's look at the current conditions outside right now. We'll look at the current conditions. There's nothing on the radar. The radar is quieted down, so I'm not even going to show you that. 75 in Central Park right now. Again, you can see that smoke right there. We'll just take a look at the satellite again too one more time toward the end of this video. Just waiting for the temperatures to load at Farmingdale. They don't seem to want to load, so here we go. 73, dew point 49. So it's comfortable outside. That's not the issue. The issue is not the temperature when the humidity is low, but the issue is the air quality. All the smoke and the haze in the air is making it difficult to breathe, and is because you have that in the air, the body's getting less oxygen, so you don't feel as well, I guess. It has health effects. It's not good to breathe that stuff in. Like I said, it smells a little bit like a burning spruce or a burning bush kind of smell, if you really can notice that in the air. So let's look at the models. We'll just go ahead and look at the weekend here and maybe a little bit in the next week. Stays dry for today, tomorrow, and Monday. Maybe a chance of rain as we go into Tuesday with a front. Main thing is the skies. Unfortunately, models don't pick up on the smoke, so they're not going to show the smoke too well. But they did show the clouds that popped up across the area today. They finally did show that. Now they showed it. They didn't show it yesterday, of course. Tomorrow might have some more clouds around again. Looks like we're gonna, and we may be dealing with the smoke too. This is the GFS, so still may not get a nice blue sky tomorrow. Monday, we have the densest cirrus clouds roll in. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, will we get clear skies again? I don't know when we're going to see clear skies. Maybe as we go into July, maybe. I don't know. It's very hard to say because of the smoke, and again, we can't predict that. Look at the NAM model, too, as well. Show you the NAM. So, the NAM picked up on those clouds forming, but again, I think tomorrow we'll have hopefully have less clouds around, but I don't know about the smoke. That I don't know. The models don't, we could look at that. I don't think there's a model for smoke, with the way the smoke is going to move, so you just have to kind of look at the satellite when your day gets going and see what it looks like. So, yeah, that's the NAM. Tomorrow, maybe we'll have some cirrus around, maybe not. And then much more cloudy. The weather comes in for Monday. More unsettled weather because the humidity goes up. So that's what we're going to look at next is the dew points. All right, this is way off. Why does it have those dew points so high across the east end? I don't think it's that humid out there. Let me look. Let me look right now and see. Oh, yeah, it is. And they're reporting light rain at Shirley, the dew point of 55. So the dew points have gone up, and they have light rain. So I guess we will have to look at the radar. Unbelievable. Let's look at West Hampton. I know West Hampton was reporting that. 65, dew point 54. So the NAM is picking up on that. It's a little more humid on the east end of Long Island for whatever reason. Probably due to the rain that has been falling. So let's look at the radar and see this for a minute. I don't see anything on the radar over here. So I don't know why rain was being reported out there. So we'll look at the NAM dew point. So it stays fairly low. It doesn't get that humid until Monday, and then we start seeing the dew points come up from west to east, and then we're back in the humidity again. I usually prefer to use the GFS for this, though, because the NAM has a tendency to overdo the humidity a little bit. So let's look at the GFS here. So as we go into tomorrow, dew points remain low, but they start coming up Monday. But it still won't be too bad Monday. I still think it's going to be the dry air is going to try to hang on for a little bit longer. And maybe it'll start getting a little more humid, but not too bad until Tuesday. And then we're in the humidity Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah, we're in it for a while, and then maybe we can get some dry air as we get toward the end of the month again. Maybe next Sunday. Maybe. Maybe. Let's look at temperatures. Look at those temperatures. All right, so tomorrow temperatures are a little warmer than today. Maybe low 80s, but again, if there's a sea breeze developing, and I think there will be along the South Shore, hopefully it might be cooler there. And then Monday, we start seeing higher temperatures, maybe close to 90 in parts of Jersey. For the Long Island, probably lower 80s, mid 80s in the city. And then Tuesday actually cools down a little bit, and that's because of the rain, particularly on Long Island, where it may only be in the 70s, but Jersey could be near 90. I know I said I wasn't going to go over the upcoming week, but I had to. Meaning that I'm already looking at the model. So tomorrow, Wednesday, 80s, again, worse in Jersey. Jersey's at risk of seeing the 90s. It looks like for the most part, the 90s stay in Jersey. But maybe Friday might be closer to 90. We'll have to keep an eye on that. The GFS obviously has been overdoing the heat a little bit, so that's something we have to calculate here at this point, because if you look at the ICON model, it doesn't have as much heat. As you see, it has at 80, and doesn't have, the ICON model doesn't have the heat, as you see. So I'll have to keep an eye on that. And again, you have the sea breeze, so I think the sea breeze will be a factor and keep us more comfortable. So you'll actually see the NAM here. You'll see it on the NAM too a little bit. You can actually see the sea breeze moving across Long Island right there in the afternoon. And same thing for Monday. So the sea breeze should protect us from the worst of the heat. So I think we will look at the satellite one more time, and then we're going to wrap up this weather update. So here you go. Here is a look at it. Let's put this out to 96 frames so you can really see the smoke again. So you can look at the smoke. There it is. Look at that. Look at that. Thick smoke just moving across the area. I'm just going to pause that. You can really see it at one point right there. Yeah, look at that. So that's what we're dealing with. All that smoke. It's disgusting. It really is. You can't breathe with all this crap in the air. All due to climate change, folks. It looks like Maine is in the clear air. So if you're in Maine or Flagstaff, you're doing okay. But right over us, we're in the thick smoke. Will it move away? I don't know. I see more over there. Don't expect blue skies tomorrow either. Anyway, that wraps up this video. Take care.